So here's one of those stories that got about 5% of the total media coverage that it should have. U.S. drone strike kills 30 pine nut farm workers in Afghanistan. 30 people. Innocent civilians. It wasn't that long ago we also did this same thing to a hospital. Remember that? I remember that. It was us and our allies, and we killed innocent people in a hospital, and then afterwards it was tee-hee-hee, whoopsie. So 40 others were injured, and I'm going to predict here that the death toll is going to go up. 30 are already dead, 40 injured. You know, you're looking at least 40, 45 dead. It's got to be. Usually the initial estimates are always low because the military tries to save face. And usually they try to hang on as long as possible and act like, no, these were insurgents, bro. But this one, the evidence is so overwhelming in this one. They go on to say, angered by the attack, some residents of Nangarhar province demanded an apology and monetary compensation from the U.S. government. Quote, such mistakes cannot be justified. American forces must realize they will never win the war by killing innocent civilians, said Javed Mansour, a resident of Jalalabad City. Scores of local men joined a protest against the attack on Thursday morning as they helped carry the victims' bodies to Jalalabad City and then to the burial site. So the United Nations says that nearly 4,000 civilians were killed or wounded in the first half of the year. 4,000 civilians. And unfortunately, a lot of that uptick is due to us. Now, the Taliban controls more of the country today than they did when we originally invaded. So, by any objective measure, we've failed. Unless, of course, the measure is, hey, is Osama bin Laden dead? And he is dead, but he's dead because we got him in Pakistan, not in Afghanistan. But the original argument for going into Afghanistan was to get Osama bin Laden. And he's been dead, and we're still there. It's almost like there are other reasons that we're there as well. Could it be the trillions of dollars in mineral wealth that's in Afghanistan? And, you know, maybe could it also be the profits of the military-industrial complex? No, you're not allowed to say that. But this is what happens. This is war. This is what happens. 30 pine nut farmers killed. Pine nut farm workers. And then you get mad when it's possible, and it happens from time to time, this can turn the population against the U.S. government, where now you have people who are actually more sympathetic to the Taliban. Now, it depends, because there's a lot of obviously terrible stuff that the Taliban does there, too. Car bombings, they kill innocent people all the time as well. But, it's a case-by-case basis. Can there be regions of the country where the U.S. killed more innocent people, so people are more sympathetic to the Taliban? Sure. Could you have the opposite as well? People killed by the Taliban in certain regions, and so they're more sympathetic to the U.S.? Absolutely. But it's a mess. The point is, it's a mess. And if the idea is we obviously have to stay there to protect the innocent civilians, well, tell that to the innocent civilians we killed when we bombed a hospital, and tell that to the innocent pine nut farm workers who we killed, and then we likely won't even compensate in any way, because that's the other thing, is it's like pulling teeth to get any sort of monetary compensation, because honestly, the U.S. government does not view these people that we're killing as equals. These collateral damage. It sounds like, oh, it's just, oopsies, our bad, tee-hee-hee. Like, it sounds like it's not that serious. Oh, it's just collateral damage. It's not like those are human beings with complex backstories and detailed lives who are, have the same kind of emotions as you do, and it's not like you just totally uprooted and destroyed countless families. I mean, they're probably living in poverty in the first place, and you take away somebody who might be the only source of income for a family looking after kids. Now what? Now what happens? Sorry, your life's ruined. Haha. Like, oh, man. So it's possible you create more terrorists. You're certainly not making the area any more safe. And, of course, I haven't even brought up the fact that you're wasting the lives of U.S. soldiers, since there's still 14,000 there, and you're wasting U.S. tax money. So it's immoral, it's unethical, it kills civilians, it's useless, it's been going on for 18 years, it wastes money, and it kills our people as well. We should withdraw immediately. The most Trump is talking about is reducing to 9,000. Reducing to 9,000. Think about how absurd that is. Oh, you want to withdraw to 9,000? That's 9,000 troops still there. Get out of there now, get out of there now, get out of there now. And again, Democrats, talk about this. This is the stuff you talk about. This is the stuff you hammer away on. These are the real scandals. I mean, this is just, how do you mess up this badly? How quick are you to pull the trigger? That's a serious question now. Because obviously your intelligence was utter trash when you massacred pine nut farm workers. Obviously your intelligence was horrendous. So how bad is the rest of it? Are you making solid decisions? Clearly not. How many innocent people have you killed? What are your processes exactly? Is anybody going to get fired over this? Is anybody going to get prosecuted over this? You know the answer to all those questions, and it's really devastating. And I don't know what to say, except my heart goes out to these people who did this. And we're trying, man. We really want to fight to end this war and bring our troops home, and the government has been resisting relentlessly. And even when presidents run on the platform of we're going to get out, then they don't do it. It's the worst.